And with YCS Miami, I've decided it's a good time to make not really a medalist video, but what you should be watching out for at events that are upcoming from now before the next set releases and or before the next ban list is out actually. Um, what I'd be worried about right now, in no particular order, these are the decks I'd be worrying about the most right now. Fire Fist, Deirdre, Machina, or Machine Variants in general. Dark Worlds, Chaos Dragons, Water, Rabbit, obviously, Agents, Thunder. Thunder is actually pretty strong right now. It's one of the reasons. And Seahorses, obviously, Thunder Darts. The Thunder Darts would include Watts, Hunders, and anything that can really abuse Seahorse. Then or Windups in general, and the Dish T draw loop. All right. So first off, let's talk about Fire Fist. Fire Fist right now are gonna be a really solid, I'd say tier 2 deck at this point in time. They're not gonna be really as solid or like the strongest like tier 1 deck until next set in Lord's Tachyon Galaxy, but right now they're pretty strong in themselves. Um, and then for Deirdre's, I still feel like this is a strong competitive deck. The problem it really has is water, but if they're starting to play against water, I feel like you're still gonna at least maybe play one if you're playing kind of far into the rounds and play all the matches. You still have a shot at playing one or two. So I'd still keep those noblemen sided in if you have them. Dark Worlds, if you're siding against Murmel Atlantean, you already have the side for this, which should obviously be your Macrocosmoses, your Soul Drains, and all that fun stuff. And then Chaos Dragons, which should be the next matchup. I'd say Chaos Dragons, I don't think they're as good as they were before. They're still a good deck and they can still win, but they're not as good as they were before. But I still think they're a threat. And depending on what deck you're running, you should watch out for this. You should really be watching out for them. And then we got obviously we have Mermills, being that they're arguably the best deck right now with Macro Rabbit maybe being a little bit better than them. Um, I'd say for Mermills, you're gonna be sad in like macros and all the macro and all the fun stuff. You're sad in for that. Obviously, rabbits, Soul Takers, Rivalry of Warlords, those matches if they work in those cards if they work in your deck, and maybe like a Zombie World if you don't mind it. Those are all decent tech cards to throw in against them. And then we got agents. Agents are pretty easy. Soul Takers, you're their big beaters. Bottomlesses are always nice against them. For Thunder, really, if you just throw a Thunder King Ryo can usually stun them pretty well because they have problems getting around that card. I played the deck for a while myself, and Thunder King Ryo is just the bane of your existence turn 1. And then windups, obviously, which you side your hand traps for windups. The hand traps for Fire Fist are pretty good too. I didn't even go into what cards that set for Fire Fist. The main cards you're going to be wanting to set against Fire Fist are MSTs and Lance. Lance just fucks that deck up so much. They'll swing with like a bear thing and then you're gonna get over something, and then they Lance and they drop down to like 800 attack from like the 3,000 they'd be at normally. Then the last side is me the Dish T draw loop. Really the only way I can see to beat this deck is Gemini Imps or like Nico main team. Something that'll stop their plays there and allow you to just keep going off. But in general, it's a pretty hard deck to beat if you are playing it. You really just have to stun it and be able to push for a big push when you have it, as you're going to be getting a lot of draws off them anyways. But that's just a quick analysis of the format right now, what you should be watching out for, all that good stuff. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, check out my channel for other videos, and I'll see you guys later.